Yo, what's good guys? Inswain with Inswain Audio. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and to join our family because I drop videos just like this every single day. There's not many doing it like this. Come on, man. Welcome to the family. We missed you. Anyways, today I'm going to show you some vocal mixing secrets or tricks that you can do so that you like your own voice better when you're recording yourself. These are super easy to do and they're going to help you because trust me, I know what it's like to record yourself and listen back and be like, what am I doing? So let's fix that. Let's go. Alright, first I'm just going to show you what we have without any processing, just so you can hear. This vocal was actually recorded well, but the examples are still going to work. Let's check it out. So, let's get into these tricks. Alright, the first is to use tuning. Pitch correct your voice. And you can do this in real time, like you can hear your voice through your headphones while you're recording at the same time with that tuning on, or you can do it after, whichever works for you. So you would just pull up your Autotune or whatever plugin you have, and don't worry, I'll show you a stock version in a second, but you would just configure it so that you got tuning, and now it sounds a lot better. Watch. And if you have this version of Autotune Pro or a different type of tuning plugin that can do something similar, usually like in the somewhere on the interface or in the preferences, there is a low latency mode. If you select this, so now we have use low latency checked, you can record with Autotune on your track directly and you'll hear it in your headphones in real time with like no delay or latency. This is great for recording. I have this in my recording template. So Autotune can be great. And like I said, I'll show you a stock. I use Logic. Most DAWs have a stock pitch correction. This is what it sounds like with the similar settings as the Autotune. So the first step I would recommend is to try tuning your vocal so that when you're hearing it back, whether in real time or afterwards, it's a little bit more pleasing. Okay, the next trick isn't exactly a mixing trick, but it is to layer your vocals, meaning to record it multiple times and stack them. This can give you a bigger, thicker sound, deeper tones. You could even add in harmonies. You could do a lot, different inflections, and this can make your vocal feel more thick and fill out better, and it might sound more pleasing. So we heard the first part where it's just a single vocal. Now I'll play you the part where she recorded doubles with it.
The bricks will slowly crack, and fate will soon show itself.
And she used different inflections and tones, so it makes it feel thicker and fill out more, but it also adds in different characters and attitudes, and it just takes up more space in the frequency spectrum and gives it a more full sound. So this can help you like your vocals. It's very common in pop to do double takes. You can do just 2 takes, you know, a lead and a double. You could do 3, 4. You can really do as many as you want. At a certain point, though, it starts to feel too cluttered and it has kind of an inverse effect and it takes away some of the power, but that's totally dependent on the track and your recording and how tight you can get them. So just use your judgment, but yeah, recording doubles can be a great way to make you like your voice a little bit more. Okay, the next one is to make yourself a little recording template or purchase one, get one from somebody else. However, get yourself a recording template so that you have a rough kind of pre-mix. It's not going to stay that way. That's not the point of the recording template. It's just to get you in the ballpark so that when you're hearing back your recordings, whether in real time and monitoring through your headphones or after you record, it's not completely raw and it's closer to where it might end up, so you can judge it better, assess it better, decide if you want to re-record, change anything, whatever, or just feel and hear what you like more. And I have a recording template and I slapped it on this vocal. So we'll listen to the lead vocal with my template. Now my template is for a different genre of music. I make rap, so it's not going to sound great, but I'm just going to show you that it's going to sound more mixed, so to speak, even though it's not going to sound great, but it's going to sound closer and you'll see what I mean. So here it is before without my template. And now I'll put on my recording template and you're going to hear it's much more in your face, clear, and it kind of sounds better, even though, like I said, this template is not made for this genre, so it's not going to work perfectly, but you could imagine if it was, how awesome it would be.
Take a look around, see the house we built. They are falling down around us.
So the breaths are a little overbearing, but otherwise it sounds decent. It's listenable, not too awful, and it sounds a lot better than this, which is just dull and flat and kind of feels weak. And if this was your voice and you're recording, you might be thinking like, I'm not really hitting it, but maybe it's just because you don't have a recording template you're using. The next one is also not exactly a mixing trick. It's more so earlier stage, and this is to record a lot of takes. The reason I say this is because the chances that you're going to hit every word, every syllable of every word through the whole song in the first go, or even the second go, or even just, all together is very slim. So keep recording takes until you have more than enough, because you never know. You can always, not use takes that you recorded, but you can't always go back to that exact moment when you're in the zone and get those takes. So when you're recording, make sure you record more than enough. Don't strain your voice, obviously, and hurt yourself, but get enough recordings so then you have enough to work with, because you never know. Trust me, you're going to thank me when the time comes. Also, it takes some time for us to get in the zone, to warm up, to start feeling it, to really get in the pocket. So after a few takes, maybe there's the good take. But if you stopped at 3 when 4 or 5 was going to be the one, you never know. I've recorded up to 200 takes before. Now that's excessive, but I had an exact sound in mind I wanted, couldn't hit it, kept trying, getting it. Maybe it was even over multiple days. Eventually I got it exactly the way I wanted. But the point is, don't save it for mixing or mastering, because yeah, that helps. It's not going to be what you want. Get it as close and as perfect as you can in the recording, so then the mix is just enhancing it a little bit. It's not completely reworking it, because it never works out the way you want. You probably know this. I know this. We all know this. Get the perfect recording, and then the mix is just going to make it that much better. Like how it sounds before it's mixed, and you're going to love the mix. Trust me. And the final tip I have, which is probably the biggest one here, and this builds onto the last one, is in addition to doing more recordings, is comp your recordings. If you don't know what this is basically, for example, let's say you recorded it twice. You have recording, take 1, and then take 2. Maybe you hit the first half of the verse better on take 1 and the second half of the verse better on take 2, and you can't decide which to use. You use both. So you would use the first half of take 1 and the second half of take 2, and it combines them together into one take that's perfect. Now that's a basic example. You could do 3 recordings and break it down line by line. You could do 100 recordings and break it down word by word, or even syllable by syllable. I do this when I'm recording, is I'll record as many takes as I need. Sometimes it's 5, sometimes it's 200, but then I'll go through, and each word or each individual syllable, I'll take the best one of all of the takes, no matter how many I did. And this is very time consuming, but then I have one perfect take throughout the song, whether that's chorus, verse, whatever section you're on. It'll be perfect, and then the mix is going to sound so much better, and you're going to like your voice so much more, because nobody's hitting it every single syllable exactly the best way they want it in one specific take. And that's okay. But this song is going to get put out once, and it's staying that way forever. So you want it to be as good as you can. Now, when I say as good as you can or perfect, sometimes that means leaving in imperfections. Some songs call for imperfections, and that gives to the vibe. But some songs we want to polish down. So you have to make that judgment call. I can't do that for you. But whatever is perfect for that song, pick the takes so that it's perfect and comp them together. Now, I'll show you what I mean. So I'll delete these doubles since we're done working with them to make it a little cleaner here. So we're just working with this lead vocal right here. What you could do is record it multiple times, and then you'll see all the recordings stored in here, right? So here's take 2. This is take 1. This is the actual thing. I just recorded something over it, so it's not actually going to work. But to show you, like, let's say for this word I wanted take 2, and then right here I wanted take 3, or maybe this, right? I can break it down, and when it plays through, it's going to play from here, 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 right? It's going to take from each take, and then when I collapse it down, now it's all combined into one take, and it'll play the different sections of it. So you could do this as intricately or as kind of, laid back and not as obvious as you want. This is an art in itself in editing, to getting it to sound natural, but, choosing a better take, making sure the energy matches up, where you slice them feels seamless. And you could take me, for example, go listen to my music in Swain. You'll never notice that it's not all one take. It sounds all consistent, and that's why I do it, because I do it so that it sounds consistently and even throughout the song, not so that it sounds like each syllable is different. It's kind of counterintuitive, but it makes it sound like it's one consistent perfect take, and it has the exact tone and energy and delivery and timing, all of the things we're looking for in a recording that makes us like our voice. I'll just find each one from each take and get it, because no matter how good or bad of a vocalist you are, we all can get lucky and hit little pieces that sound good. And if you just keep doing that enough, it's just a numbers game. You hit each piece luckily enough, eventually you piece them together. Now the whole song sounds exactly how you envision it in your head and perfect, just like when you're singing in the shower. Anyways, guys, I hope that helped you. My name is Inswain with Inswain Audio. Please make sure to, you know the drill. I'm not even going to say it, man. I love y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.